Good evening. Thank you so much for being a part of this incredible evening. It's wonderful to follow and hear the wonderful remarks of Dr. Kovacs. And I was so excited with the very simple but very powerful message of the Rumi Forum about love and tolerance. Every single person here who's here this evening is here because we believe in love and sharing and interfaith dialogue and exchanging ideas. And I really want to thank you for coming here and for being a part of this evening. I'm sure we honor the Rumi Forum, but we honor each other and we honor humanity by being here this evening to share and partake of this wonderful meal and just to share the love and friendship that we share with each other. I also thank you for giving me a few moments to share some of my experiences because in today's panel with the incredible speakers we have, each of them is like adjunct faculty and professors and PhDs. And again, it reminds me of my first trip when I went to Turkey. I went with these three most brilliant professors. I have Peter Bechtold, who many of you know. Dr. Kovacs mentioned him. Dr. Bill Stewart, who's there, who's with the University of Maryland. And a good friend, Dr. Lou Canturi. I'm not sure how many of you know him, but he was just brilliant. PhD, Middle Eastern Studies, all the time invited on CNN to speak and share his views. And I was this, I hate to use the word moron, but yes, I felt like this moron next to these incredibly smart people, these professors who had devoted their entire life to studying religion and Middle Eastern philosophy and just the understanding of life and politics of this region. And I had to represent the entire womankind and the lay world other than and make sure that my voice was heard. And as you can guess, I wasn't very shy. And it was an incredible experience, and I loved it so much. I felt so madly in love with Turkey. How many here have actually been to Turkey? I guess it's almost everybody, right? Actually, not as many. For those who've not had the privilege to go, it is incredible. I mean, it's a beautiful country. I know I shouldn't say this, but it's probably the most beautiful country in the world I have ever visited. I was in Israel 2 weeks ago. It was kind of nice. Everything, I mean, many countries are gorgeous, don't get me wrong. I was born in India, talking about, sharing personal experiences. I was born in India, came from, was an army brat. Mother was a strong woman, a teacher. We were three girls. They pushed us into studying. I hated them then for forcing me to study. I love them now and respect the fact that they pushed me then. And my father came from poverty and always taught me compassion, love, and caring, and always pointed out to us that the only difference between that little girl who was playing out with no food and no roof over her head, the only difference was the accident of birth, and that I was lucky to be born in a home where I could afford to eat a meal and get some education. And I have always made it a point to want to give back to the world and give back to society. My husband and I I was speaking with Laura earlier at my table and telling her how my husband and myself set up the Murthy Nayak Foundation, and we're very active with a dozen nonprofits, and we give back a huge percentage of the money that we are fortunate to make to both to the country of my birth, India, and to my adopted country, America, which has given me great opportunities and opened many doors for me. And I am one of the biggest admirers and fans of America. I think it's an incredible country. The very fact we can have a meeting like this, have meetings where we can disagree with each other violently. Thank you. I would be shocked in the beginning when I would hear stuff where in classes teachers would disagree and students would get very vocal in disagreeing with each other. And I remember when I first came to America, in the first month or two, somebody actually burned the American flag. And I know in India, and India is a democracy, at least on paper it's a democracy, and it is. On many levels it's a democracy, I shouldn't belittle it. If you burned the Indian flag, you and your family wouldn't be alive the next day. I mean, really, I think they would kill us. I mean, they would kill anybody. And so to me, although I would never burn the American flag because I'm such a great admirer of this country, to me, the fact that a country and a civilization and democracy can allow that kind of freedom of thought and expression excites me. I am so honored and privileged because in my work every day, I have the chance to help people from many different countries to live their American dream, to come here, live and work. I am an immigration lawyer. If you haven't been to our website, I recommend you go. It's actually got so much free information. I've had many lawyers get angry with us. It is the world's #1 legal website, by the way. Apparently more than 10 times of the top 10 largest law firms in the world combined. And it's because of my love and passion both to give back, to help others. And surprisingly, the more we've given back for free, the more the clients come to us. And the more the clients come to us, the more I give to charity and to other good causes. So it's been a very good karmic cycle. So the first trip I go with these incredible professors and faculty members. The second trip I go, and I have two buddies from there, Mike Posco and Pat Lambert, two great buddies of mine. And this was business people talking business homes. And what really surprised and opened my eyes, which was the kindness, the generosity, and the hospitality of the Turkish people. You see that in the dinner tonight, that they have so generously, done to include and invite all of us. But people would open up their homes and their hearts. The women in general would cook more than the men, I think. It's like India in that way. They would make these incredibly lavish meals with almost no help and share and partake of the food with us. So, talking about my personal story, talked a little bit about my professional story, my incredible 2 trips to Turkey, but I just thought I was so honored and privileged to be able to share this evening with you. I know I'm going to follow what Peter said, better to be short and brief than to go on, but it has truly been a pleasure. I hope you enjoy the other 2 speakers. I'm excited to hear them speak, and I look forward to many more meetings where we continue to share in the bond and love. We do share Mother Earth with each other. We are brothers and sisters on this planet. The pain and suffering of another human being is our own pain and suffering. And the love of another human being and the joy and the love we share with each other will enhance and enlighten and elevate our souls. And I think I don't need to preach to the choir. Every single person here obviously believes in that cause. I am so truly honored and privileged to be able to share some of my, a few words and some of my experiences with you. Thank you so much.